अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी, वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ खाना पीना जीना। आज मैं जिनसे मिलने वाली हूँ उनका नाम है सामिया अली खान। शी इज़ द ओनर ऑफ मंदिस्त इंटीरियर्स। ऑफ कोर्स घर देख के आपको अंदाज़ा हो गया होगा कि किसी बहुत आर्टिस्टिक बंदे का घर है, बिकॉज इट्स गॉट ब्यूटीफुल स्पेसेस और हर स्पेस के साथ एक छोटी सी कहानी जुड़ी हुई है जो हम आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे। और सामिया की लीनेज जो है वो अफ़गान है, सो देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ अफ़गानी इन्फ्लुएंस इन हर कुकिंग। पेशावर का, रावलपिंडी में रहने वाले, तो जो आप नॉर्थ की जो इन्फ्लुएंसेस हैं, आज वो बनाएंगी हमारे लिए अफ़गानी पुलाव ट्रेडिशनल, जो कि उनके घर में बनता आ रहा है कई डेकेड से, कई जनरेशन से। सो फॉर ऑल दोज पीपल हु हैव बीन लुकिंग फॉर द ऑथेंटिक रेसिपी ऑफ अफ़गानी पुलाव, you want to stay tuned.
Come inside. So this is the lounge.
Okay, nice.
And this is designed by my husband, who's an architect. So we both are architects. So I did the interiors and he did the architecture.
Okay.
And we have separate companies.
Okay.
So my company is called Mundist.
Mundist.
Mundist. My khala coined the name. I'm very close to her. She was a real influence.
Mundist.
Mundist.
What does it mean?
It means architect or artisan in Dari. So Dari is what's spoken in Afghanistan, right? So
What do we
Persian.
know?
Yes.
We've read enough about it.
Yeah, and I speak fluent Dari as well. So.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, but you're not Afghan lineage, are you?
Yes, I am. So my nana was Pathan, half Afghan.
Okay.
And my nani was half Afghan, half Turkish.
Okay.
And my nana, interestingly, was the Minister of Education and Culture for King Zahir Shah. Because he was from Naushera, he was Pathan. From the tribe is called Kaka Khail. Interestingly, he met my nani in Kabul.
Okay.
That's where their love story happened.
Okay.
And they had a house there, so they used to commute between Peshawar, where my ancestral home is.
Right.
I've shared images with you.
Yes.
That's the ancestral home in Peshawar. So that's where my nana was from.
Huh.
Nani was Turkish. Used to come every summer because they had a hotel in Kabul.
Huh.
And that's where my nana met her and fell in love. And because my nana was also a part of the national hockey team of Afghanistan.
Right.
And he met Hitler in 1936 Olympics.
Oh,
he took part in the Olympics.
Wow.
I don't know where that photo's gone, but one of my mamus have that photo.
Okay.
Where his team is standing with Hitler for the 1936 German Olympics. Okay. So a lot of culture, a lot of food, a lot of interiors.
A lot of history.
Yes.
A lot of history.
Yeah.
You know, that's the intention behind this program. When I started it, I said I don't want it to be just another cooking show, you know.
Absolutely.
I want to sort of relive old stories and, you know, family stories, history, culture, traditions that we're losing. But we want to hold on to.
Yes.
So when I saw you cooking a Kabuli pulao, I was like, okay, there has to be a story behind this.
Yes. So it's basically an heirloom recipe. There are many versions, but I've simplified a lot. And we grew up having a very simplified version.
Huh.
So going back to history. So yeah, once the war broke out, then they never went back to Afghanistan. So they made a base in our village home.
Yeah.
And then when all of us were born, we used to go there every weekend. I grew up in Pindi.
Right.
And every weekend, we used to be in Peshawar because it was just a 1.5 hour, 2 hour drive.
Yeah.
So wahan ke khane. So basically with the Afghani Pulao, I'll be serving you a dish called bolani, which is dahi bangan with like a tomato ka chutney or tomato ka, like a sauté tomatoes on top of it. And a basic green salad.
Okay.
So another really fond memory is like jab hamare yahan lunch lagta tha gaon mein, the village house.
Yeah.
So my nana used to say, go and pluck the lettuce. So I remember me and my sister and my cousin used to go pluck fresh lettuce.
Wow.
And there is a citrus, it's called naranj in our language. I don't know what you call it in Urdu.
Naranj means orange.
Yeah. Like the light orange naranj. Like the lemon, not the orange. Huh?
Okay.
And cucumbers. And he would just cut it in front of us and he would just toss it.
Yeah.
And he would just have fresh that and this rice and the dahi bangan, the bolani that goes with it.
Bolani sounds a lot like burani that we make, you know, with the fried bangan and lasan. And
it's the same thing, but in Afghani it's called bolani.
Bolani.
Yeah. Right. So basically, hamare yahan hota hai ki you have the yogurt with the lasan, the crushed lasan, and then you fry the bangan.
Yeah.
And you put it on it, and then eventually on top, it's a very basic bhuna hua tomato and pyaz with just salt, lal mirchi, haldi. That's it.
You know, sometimes the simplest things taste the best.
Yes.
And especially if the produce is good.
Yes.
And you have the quality, then you know you're sorted.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, I'm not very fond of cooking, so there are just a few things that I like to cook.
Fair enough.
Because you know, I'm not like my husband. He has this joke. "Tumhe to sirf 5 cheezein aati hain banane." But वो मैं अच्छी बना लेती
कहने
हूँ.
अच्छी बनती है ना 5
Yes,
चीजें तो
and
बस.
like I said, it's memories
Yeah.
holding back
Yeah.
to what I grew up.
So who taught you how to make the Afghani pulao?
My khala.
Your khala.
So I'm highly influenced by her. Her name is Marghalare. And interestingly, she was named by the queen, as in Zahir Shah's wife, when she was born.
Okay.
So my Nana and Nani, when they were in Kabul,
Yeah.
she had first 2 sons, and
Okay.
my Khala was the third. In
Okay.
fact, I just got this story, by the way, because I want to make sure my history was
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So she's more she has more information than my mother. My mother is the youngest of 7 siblings.
Okay.
So she was the first daughter. So when she was born, my Nani was overjoyed.
Of course.
And then there was a message sent from the palace that we would like to name her Marghalare, which means black pearl.
That is a difficult name, Marghalare.
Yes, so they call her Maggie.
Okay. Yeah.
And she also coined my company's name, Mundist.
Mundist.
So I like to talk about Mundist is because it's all very closely linked in
Yeah.
terms of my referencing back to eclectic interiors, food, tablescape, like you can see.
Yeah.
So it's all interconnected, and that's how I got into this field, because growing up, there was a lot of interest in homes, decor of homes. Abhi to ye bahut ek recent fad aa gaya, right? Where people are conscious of how their houses
Absolutely.
look.
Or how their table looks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But this is 40 years ago, where we had actual real monstrous plants in my village home.
Yeah.
No one would think about having real plants indoors back in the day. I'm talking about the 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So a lot of interest was in art, in furniture, in just putting things together. And I
Yeah.
think that subconsciously was in my head. So when I was choosing a degree, so उस वक्त I studied from the IVS. I've
Okay.
done an architectural degree. और उस वक्त interior design का degree नहीं था. अभी
नहीं
तो
था.
अभी introduce किया हुआ है.
Right.
So then my father told me कि आप फिर architecture कर लो, because at least with architecture you can,
Yeah.
you can bring this back in, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what I did. So it's been about 9 years to Mundist, and we primarily do residential and commercial interiors. And if you even have a look at our work, it's very eclectic. It's old school.
I can see
And
that.
I have like a very famous tagline saying it's always about going back. So for me,
Yeah.
it was about reliving those memories.
Absolutely. History.
History,
Yeah.
interior, food, culture, it's all linked, you know?
And that's what this show is about, because
Yes.
I just feel that people who are fond of eating
Yeah.
and who are fond of cooking, there has to be some kind of aesthetic that binds their cooking with their home, with their
Absolutely.
history, with their family, where their family comes from, where they were
Yeah.
married into, where they lived, where they grew up,
Yes.
And
Yes.
in this day of social media, and everything is so fast paced, and we don't focus on anything, I feel.
Yeah.
और इस भाग दौड़ में लगे हुए हैं, और
बिल्कुल.
actually we're losing traditions, we're losing stories.
Absolutely. That's why I so held on to this
Yeah.
one recipe of my basic Afghani Pulao and the dahi bengal. So
Yeah.
whenever I entertain, like the table you saw,
Yeah.
that's how you contacted me through.
Yes.
It's basically this menu that I keep repeating, but I hold on to it.
That's your signature menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what I hold on to.
That's your signature menu,
Yeah.
and you have a lovely home.
Thank you.
You have a lovely home. We're very lucky to have gotten this lovely weather today.
Absolutely.
We've got an overcast outside.
Yes.
And
yes.
I just feel that, Karachi, with the sea, with the coastal city, these open homes where the breeze kind of flows through, they have a heart.
I'd like to give my husband's practice credit here, because he is an architect and
Yeah.
his practice is called Cloves Design. And there are 5 partners, 4 now. One passed away last year, but this is one of his first residences where he made sure that there was constant interaction with the outside, as you see.
Absolutely.
And it's west open.
Yeah.
हमारे ऊपर AC नहीं है, but जब weather ऐसे मिलता है और पंखे चलते हैं, we are very comfortable.
अभी तो पता नहीं चल रहा है, I
Yeah,
guess.
you guys are very lucky.
Yeah.
I think it was a very mindful decision of how he kept a lot of windows towards this side. I mean,
Yeah.
I just worked.
It's west open, right?
It's west open. So, I mean, we just work from the interiors, but the primarily, like the architecture is Kules design. Like even when you come up the stairs, the walkway, the experience from the staircase coming in. So it's very thought out.
Absolutely.
And very intentional open spaces versus closed spaces.
Also, it's kind of in synergy with the pulse of the city, like it's an open sky, and it's like nice, yeah.
And we can do that in this part of Karachi because the society is very gated.
Yeah.
So that's why we notice there's no boundary wall.
I see there are no grills on your windows either.
Yeah. So we're lucky because
Lucky
of
that
the
way.
area we live in. It's gated, so we can get away with that.
Yeah.
मतलब शुरू में काफी हमारे जब ये घर बन रहा था, my poor father used to get so questioned because he used to come and walk over here.
Right.
They had an initial house a few streets down. They sold that and they built this ground up. It's a flat land. So all his friends used to ask him कि तुम क्या बना रहे हो? ये क्या डब्बे डब्बे बना रहे हो? Boundary wall भी नहीं है.
Yeah.
So then he stopped walking here because he was so sick of answering everyone's question because it's a very unconventional house.
Wall. Yeah.
Yes, it's a very unconventional house.
Yeah.
So it was very nice of him to give his son, as in my husband, and me that leeway in terms of producing a really a piece of art.
Yeah.
If you I mean see the house from a distance and if you drive past it, you do pause and see it. So we have like a sitting area here.
Wow.
We've got a really nice outdoor table. So generally our Ramzan में हम बाहर ही खाते हैं because if you see this is the KDA water reservoir plant. तो यहाँ पे कभी कोई construction नहीं होगी. So it's all green, which is why we didn't need to like screen it off. So the undulating forms. Have you noticed the architecture? I keep on going back to. I think it has there are bold statements. See the angled roof.
Love it.
You know,
I could live here.
Really?
You can have a cup of tea.
Yes,
here.
absolutely.
Beautiful.
So we spend a lot of time on the roof, and because we are lucky to be in Karachi, we have like breeze throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know, तो इससे बड़ा फायदा होता है. तो हम बहुत बाहर time spend करते हैं. And then there's always constant, like my office is that desk over there inside. So whenever I'm working, there's always a connection to nature or to trees or to foliage, which we took full advantage of while designing the house. Yeah. The experience coming up, the greenery coming up, you know?
It's like you're in a forest.
Yes.
It's like
it's really
lovely.
Nice. So there are old school elements. Like if you see...
There must be a door outside into that area.
Right? Yeah, you can come from here. So my office is here. You can follow me. So like the articulation of the almari, very retro, again 70s, 80s, you know? Intentional retro features, I would say.
Yeah.
So this is my desk. It's about 100 years old. So I got this from my dadi.
Wow.
100 to be exact.
Amazing.
And she just changed the leather in the 60s and after that I didn't even change the leather. So this is where
I love that.
And then you've got the view to the green behind, like you can see.
Oh.
And that's like, the sculpture is called Jeffrey.
I am envious.
In a yoga pose.
Okay.
So I have a team of 3 architects.
Guys, we need to get Jeffrey in his yoga pose.
Yeah, we can
He's on the ceiling.
Yes, he's on the ceiling. So
you might miss it.
And this is a Mundist interior. So when clients come, they know what to expect because they're finished in terms of the colors, in terms of the furniture.
Yeah.
Everything put together. Matlab, ye Mundist hai.
Yeah.
You know?
His lights are very artistic. And I love your little plants on the table. See,
so again, the tablescape is also very intentional because again, we grew up having food a certain way. And I kind of like celebrated that and kept that as part of my tradition of eating a certain way, especially when I entertain.
Yeah.
So the foliage, the color of the napkins.
You know, it's something so simple, but so effective. Yeah. Such a good idea.
Yeah.
Acha, so now over to the food. Yeah. I believe that you've done some prep already because the meat would have taken long.
Yes. So basically, just a quick summary.
Tell me, because we'll be running those visuals now.
Yeah. So basically, we've done about 2 kgs of lamb.
Okay.
So we got special lamb. I brought it in because
yum.
Up from the north, like in Peshawar and Afghanistan, wahan pe
Dumba?
Yes. Dumbe ke hi hai. I hope you have lamb.
Yeah, of course. Love it.
Thank God. I was just a bit nervous. So there's
no
concept.
It's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody can.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
But I was going to say, no, I'm going to do it the right way. And Amna will have to try some of it.
Amna loves it. मैंने आखिरी पेशावर में खाया था काबली पुलाव जाते हैं.
Amazing.
और जो वो चरसी की कढ़ाई होती है और दुम्बे की कढ़ाई. I mean,
yeah. So we grew up having that.
Not for the faint-hearted, but yeah.
Not for the faint-hearted. So basically, we got 2 kgs of lamb.
Okay.
And about 3 cups of rice, which is soaked. We have onions, carrots for garnishing. The original recipe, like my nani's or my khala's recipe, also has raisins, but I don't personally like raisins. So I've kind of like done away with raisins.
I love raisins.
I'm so sorry, but we just have carrots today as garnish.
I love raisins in my kabuli.
Yeah, so basically we have
thank you.
Carrots, sliced onions, sliced carrots, which we've sautéed, and salt, pepper, plain garlic, and some basic masala, which is your long. and dalchini and kali mirchi. So bada basic sa hai.
And how has the meat been cooked?
So what we do is we add the meat. If there is 3 cups of rice, we do 6 cups of water, meat, salt, pepper, and about 8 to 10 cloves of garlic.
That's it.
Which is about 2 kgs of meat, yeah. So we let the meat cook, and then independently we take the sliced onions and we caramelize it, make it really dark.
Yeah.
And then we take 2 tablespoons of sugar, we caramelize it, also make it dark. This adds to the color and the texture of the rice.
We're going to do this right now.
Yes, we are going to do it. We'll show you everything as we go along. And then we add in the caramelized onions and sugar to the lamb stock. And then we add in the soaked rice. और फिर उसको हम दम देते हैं. फिर simultaneously हमने थोड़े carrots sauté किए हैं. Once the rice is ready, we take it out and then we just garnish it with the carrots and
that's it.
Voila.
And what's the trick? Is there a trick involved somewhere?
There's no trick. So basically what my khala taught me and my mother was that you just need to ensure that your water and rice ratio is very precise. So if it's 2 cups of rice, it's 4 cups of water.
Right.
If it's 1 cup of rice, it's 2 cups of water, which is the stock.
हाँ.
तो कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि जब गोश्त थोड़ा time लगता है पकने में, I always check the water before I add all the soaked rice and the caramelized onions in to ensure that I have the double amount of the rice soaked in.
Right.
So that's a trick that you have to be a little precise. मतलब ये 19-20 नहीं है कि हाँ थोड़े ज़्यादा हो गए थोड़े कम हो गए. So I'm a little anal that way. I'll make sure I measure the stock every time. I put in everything back in. To measure the stock, तो वो गोश्त निकालना पड़ता है. फिर ग्लास में measure करना पड़ता है. फिर वापस बाकी चीजें जानी पड़ती है. So then you know कि भी मेरा पानी is exactly double
right.
to the rice. And
I feel we should move into the kitchen and have this conversation.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
go. Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so one of the most important steps that I was taught is that you have to burn the onions, which gives the Kabuli Pulao its flavor. So I will keep it at this and then add this to the main soup or the water of the meat that I initially boiled. So this will be added into the mixture of the meat. I'm going to add all this to the stock that I prepared yesterday and I've measured this. Now, for example, if I've got 3 cups of rice, this stock is 6 cups of water with the lamb stock. Now, what I'm going to do right now is
mutton.
Lamb. It's not mutton.
Okay.
Because the original recipe and what I grew up having in the north was lamb.
Right.
Mutton का बहुत कम tradition है, ना होने के बराबर है. So in the north, like in the frontier of Afghanistan, if you have a kadhai, it's going to be a dumbe ki kadhai. They laugh and say, "Acha, you know, mutton." Yeah, chicken. Yeah, mutton.
Like,
no.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
So it's basically the tradition
in Kabul, do you have a lamb is original recipe or is it beef?
It's lamb and beef, but what we grew up having was the lamb.
Because also now if you go, you get beef because I think beef is a little more inexpensive.
Yes, but there is a beef version, but we grew up having lamb.
We're having the authentic Kabuli.
Authentic, simple authentic. It's not too nutsy, no raisins.
Meva.
I'm so sorry. Just no meva.
So
basically it's just raisins and carrots, but I just kept life simple for myself.
It's okay.
Because I like carrots.
But this is your family recipe. So
yes, it's my family recipe.
Okay,
so can we just, I'm just going to add in everything. About 2 large sticks of cinnamon, dalchini, and about 6-8 kali mirchiyan sabut. So ये 3 cup चावल हैं. I at least like to soak the rice for about a couple of hours, or at least an hour, sorry.
Achha, and may I ask what rice you're using?
Basmati. So up north is Sela, but I couldn't find that. We grew up having Sela rice.
Yeah.
But this is a regular basmati.
And can you advise which rice is good these days? Because you've got the gourd, you've got the falak, you've got...
We use falak, which I think is fantastic.
Fantastic, okay.
Yes, but I would advise everyone to get the Sela. Yes, for this recipe. But we had this and we generally like to have it. But अगर आपको थोड़ा typical और भी ज़रा चाहिए होता है, then I think Sela is a good. Another step is adding sugar and burning the sugar, or rather caramelizing it, to add the color or enhance the color of the Kabuli Pulao. This also adds to the flavor and the texture and the color of the rice. Yeah, and we add that in to the rice. उसके बाद I take about 4 or 5 cloves. So if you see now, ये हमने इसको पूरा हमारे ये rice soak हो गया. अब मैं इसको full आंच पे पका के इसको मैं I'm going to give it a dum for about 30 to 40 minutes.
इतना लंबा दम?
I give at least 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
A slow cook dum. So we're just going to wait for the water to dry up a bit, and then we're going to give it a dum. So we also have sliced carrots, and this is again used for the garnishing of the rice. So basically we also used to have raisins, but I personally don't like them. So what I just like to do is keep it really simple and just slice the carrots really, well, I wouldn't say it finely, but like longitudinal slices, and then we just saute them slightly. So once the pulao is eventually ready, you can just add these on top of the pulao like a garnish. So it's a very simplified version. There are many other versions where people do nuts, all kinds of raisins, but I just prefer caramelized carrots on the pulao. Moment of truth has arrived. So now we're going to unveil the Afghani Pulao. Action. There you go. So it's ready. And we're going to dish it out. Icing on the cake. And the best part. Ta-da! Can I get up and spoon it out too? I'll be more comfortable. I want to get the dahi out. Okay.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Thank you.
Oh God, what's the verdict? I hope the salt is okay.
I'm sure
but you have to have it with the salad and the dahi because it's yeah, and you can put some salad for yourself.
अच्छा इसके ऊपर अब ये टमाटर की चटनी है
टमाटर और प्याज भुना हुआ है
Yum.
like a टमाटर की सब्जी भुना हुआ टमाटर with onions. So very basic. It's a bit sharp, so it complements the undertone of the rice, and then you've got a basic green salad right here.
Very good.
Try it with the bengan. It's just a perfect combination. If you try the rice with the...
The rice don't need anything. The rice don't need anything.
And the meat is so tender.
So tender.
So just affirming for the audience, the meat is lamb.
Yeah, I think they got it by now. We've driven it in that dumba hona chahiye.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to sign out now while we enjoy this fantastic lunch. And you know, this is not a simple dish. Although Samia has made it look very easy and very simple, it's not. But jo chote tips, like caramelizing the sugar and all of that. Thank you for welcoming us to your home, your beautiful home. And we were blessed with a really nice windy day.
Pleasure.
In Karachi. And you served us some really, really traditional Afghani Pulao, which I have missed in Karachi because we don't get it. And I'm just so glad I saw that reel of yours and I came and I approached you because we're looking for authentic family recipes. We're looking for family stories, holding on to heritage, holding on to memories, carrying them forth for another generation. So it's an open invitation. Whoever has unique stories, please reach out. And we'd love to feature you also in Khana Pina Jeena. Thank you again.
Thank you.